Good morning, children. Yesterday we had started studying about Geography Chapter 4, which is Natural Resources, Natural Vegetation and Wildlife. And in that we had learnt that depending upon the different climatic conditions that are required for the growth of plants and different species of trees, the term natural vegetation can be divided under three heads, which include the forests, the grasslands and the deserts. So, we had already understood about the different kinds of forests which are found in the world. Now, today in this video, we are going to focus upon the next two types of natural vegetation, which include the grasslands and the forests. We will first start understanding about the grasslands. Children, grasslands can be said to be the open and continuous, fairly flat areas of land comprising of grass. It can also be referred to as the wide expanses of land which are filled with low growing plants such as grasses and wild flowers. So, the grasslands usually occur in areas which experience low rainfall and also in the lands whereby the quality of soil is comparatively poor. That is why sometimes there are certain regions whereby the amount of rainfall is not enough to grow tall trees and produce a forest. The low rainfall prevents the growth of large number of trees and shrubs in abundance, but it is sufficient to support the growth of grass cover during the monsoon. The low rainfall can also trigger droughts and fires that also prevent the development of dense forests. But so long as the grasses are concerned, they can survive fires and heat as their stems can grow again from where they have been burnt off. Hence, the grasslands usually are located in between the deserts and the forests. So long as the type of grasslands are concerned, they are of two types, which include the tropical grasslands and the temperate grasslands. The first type of forests are the tropical grasslands, which are located on either side of the equatorial rainforests and are often bordered with forests which extend up to the deserts. These regions experience extremely high temperature with moderate to low rainfall, supporting the growth of grass and trees like acacias and baobabs. They usually are known by names like we have the savannas in Africa, Campos in Brazil and many more. These regions are famous habitat for wildlife and were also famous as game country among hunters. But owing to the different initiatives taken by the government, hunting in these areas have been prohibited. Economic activities like rearing of animals is conducted and some areas or lands in the grasslands have been cleared for the conduction of agriculture. Now, the second type of grasslands are the temperate grasslands, which are found in the interior of the continents in temperate regions. Children, I already told you about what is a temperate region or a zone. It is a region or the area which lies between the tropics, that is the Tropic of Cancer or the Tropic of Capricorn, and the polar circles, namely the Arctic Circle or the Antarctic Circle. These regions experience very hot summers and cold winters with moderate rainfall. They are known by different names like prairies in North America, steppes in Eurasia, pampas in South America, velds in South Africa, and downs in Australia. So long as the characteristic features of these grasslands are concerned, it can be said that they mainly comprise of grasses. So, many nutritious grasses dominate the temperate grasslands, and trees and shrubs are rarely found in these regions. Also, along with the native grasses, certain crops like wheat, maize, and oats are cultivated by the people living in these regions. So long as the economic activities of the temperate grasslands are concerned, cattle and sheep rearing are quite important here. Let us now understand about the type of vegetation and plant growth in the desert areas. The deserts are usually located on the western sides of the continents in the tropics. A desert can be referred to as any large and extremely dry area of land with sparse vegetation. Therefore, any environment that is almost completely free of plants is considered as a desert. Children, some of the very famous deserts include the Sahara Desert and the Kalahari Desert of Africa, the Atacama Desert of South America, the Arizona Desert of USA, and the Arabian Desert and Thar Desert of Asia. The desert environments are so dry that they support only extremely sparse vegetation, and that is why it can be said that trees and vegetation are almost absent or negligible in these areas. The factors like scanty rainfall and the scorching heat often give rise to conditions like drought, which is an event of prolonged shortages in the supply of water. And that is why only the plants known as the xerophytic plants like cacti can survive in these areas. Apart from this, a special kind of land or area in the desert known as oasis, which is basically a small area in the desert region that has a supply of water, supports the kind of vegetation. That is why we find date palms in these regions known as oases. The next type of vegetation is the tundra vegetation. Children, there are certain polar regions lying towards the north of the Arctic Circle, like the polar areas of North America and Eurasia, and also in the areas of higher altitude of mountains as meadows, pastures, and alpine gardens, whereby the extremely low temperatures and snow restricts the growth of plant. Despite of this, certain types of plants and trees are found in the tundra region. These include the mosses and certain organisms like lichens, as also the shrubs. The trees which grow or are found in the tundra vegetation include birches, junipers, and the willow trees. Let us now understand about the different types of natural vegetations found in India. Children, different regions in India have different climatic conditions and soil types. Owing to this, the natural vegetation in India can be classified under 5 major heads. These include the tropical evergreen forests, also known as the equatorial rainforests, which occur in regions with heavy rainfall and support into luxuriant growth of trees. The second type of forests found in India are the tropical deciduous forests, which are also known as monsoon forest due to the seasonal rainfall in these regions. Then we have the thorn forests, which are found in the arid regions of the Indian subcontinent. The fourth ones are the tidal forests, which are found in swampy areas that are constantly washed away by sea during high tides. And the last type of forests found in India are the mountain forest, whereby the variation in the altitude keeps varying the type of vegetation as well. Okay children, thank you.